140, 5, 5, 1, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 149, $9 bid now, Redwood, 135, 5, 5, 6. Sold in Danville, Virginia. That's what I did for 45 years. Can you imagine making a living that way? I'm Page Roberts, tobacco auctioneer. My father was an auctioneer. I had a brother who was an auctioneer. They're both deceased now. But that's all I heard all my life. And all around this community, people were affiliated one way or the other to the tobacco business. We had tobacco buyers who lived in this community because they were raised on farms, they knew tobacco. We had, about the time I started, 12 auctioneers from this area. So it was something that, well, actually, it was a way of life. Now, as an auctioneer, we work with the warehouseman, the ticket marker, the other employees of the tobacco business to get the most money for a pile of tobacco that was possible. Now, we did that many different ways. We tried to establish first a rhythmic type of chant that we could get, and the more peppy the sale, the better the tobacco sold. The farmers would come in, and sometimes when the tobacco was coming in certain grades really fast, we'd have trucks lined up in front of the warehouse, and they'd be there sometime for hours. We had 2 or 3 different kinds of chants. Our chants depended on the sale. We'd have a working chant, then we'd have a chant that we would move along coasting, and another one that we were trying to get them all excited over the sale. Now, the working chant was more like 180, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, now re, 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 4, 184, 4, 4, 5, 185, all bid American. And then, as we were trying to coast, we would go 180, 101, 81, 102, 82, 82, re, 80, re, 4, 84, 104, 5, American, 85, 86, 6, 7, 88, 89, 90, all bid, $90 bid now, and Jenny Boy. And then, if we were really trying to get going, we'd go 180, 1, 1, 1, $2, re, 4, 1, 5, 185, 1, 5, American, 85, 1, 6, 6, 6, export. So there are the different kinds of chants that we would use on that sale. We are very much different from personal property, antique auctioneers, real estate auctioneers. All of them are crying a bid that they don't have. It's something they want. We cry the bid that we have. It is a dead art at this point, this thing we call auctioneering. They changed after I got out of it, and they started to sell tobacco at auction with a machine. In other words, the auctioneer could be anybody, but he'd carry this little machine, and maybe they wouldn't have but 2 or 3 buyers, and those buyers would have them. They would start the pile of tobacco, and then it would tick backwards. And the first one of those men that hit that machine, the auctioneer sold it to him. This thing goes back to the Gregorian chant. And that's where we got the chant. But then a man in Danville, Virginia, in 1858, found that he could sell the tobacco faster and for more money with a rhythmic type of chant. He would go out in the street, and they'd have the hogshead of tobacco, and they would do it personal property, you know. $25 bill to go 35, $25 bill to go 35, that kind of chant. And when he went inside and would line these things up and get the big sales, the tobacco seemed to sell for more money. That's what started the tobacco auctioneer in Danville, Virginia. 36, 66, 7, 8, 9, 40, $140 bid and dib roll. 141, 1, 1, 2, re, 4, 144, 4, 5, 145.